Hello, I am Dr. Lofgren. I'm the undergraduate director for the psychology major in the Department of Cognitive Sciences. Thank you for joining us for this version of Celebrate UCI. In normal times, this is such a great celebration on our campus, and we get to share it with you. And it's particularly nice because it's in the spring, and that's when our campus is just so beautiful. But this year we'll do it virtually. Just to give you some background on our department, the program for the BS in psychology is in the Department of Cognitive Sciences. It's the psychology major within our department is one of the oldest majors on campus, and it's been around, well, probably since the 70s. So if you have a BS in psychology from our department, you will have good knowledge of the scientific study of psychology. You'll be well prepared for graduate study in any area of psychology you would choose to go into, as well as other areas outside of psychology. And you will have a good set of skills that transfer well into the workplace. I want to tell you about a couple faculty members and their work so you have a sense of what our department is like. One of them is Professor Kritchmar. His area is robotics. So when you think about robots and psychology, you think about maybe artificial intelligence or thinking, learning type of things, perception. So where robots are sort of simulating human activity. But have you thought about using robots for therapy? He has robots that are touch sensitive that have been used in working with children with ADHD and autism. Maybe in somewhat the same way that you might use a service animal to do this, and trying to teach these children with developmental disorders some social skills. You can take a class with him. He offers a class in robots, and you will build one. When he's having his class, I can always tell because I see his students around campus carrying these boxes of Legos, and I also see them down in the courtyard running their robots to show off what they can do. Another faculty member I want to mention is Professor Mednick. Um, you spend about a third of your life sleeping, but have you thought about the impact of your sleeping on your memory and on your learning and what's going on while you're sleeping? And could you improve your memory using changing your sleep patterns? So this is the sort of thing that she studies. The areas of sleep and cognition, memory in particular. And she does a lot of work with naps and how that might improve memory. In her work, she uses fMRIs, EEGs to study about what is going on in the brain while you're sleeping. And the way you describe her lab is kind of unique in the sense that it is a 7-bedroom lab. I've been there. If you were a developmental psychologist, you might suggest that there's too much technology in those bedrooms. But of course, if you're running EEGs, you need to have a lot of technology there. She teaches courses in things like sleep and consciousness or sleep and memory. We have a variety of other areas of research in our department. There are two faculty members that work, for instance, in the area of development. Both Professor Sarnica and Professor Charniak work in those areas. They work with how do children cognitively develop and what are the social aspects to cognitive development. I want to give you a little bit of the kinds of courses we have. If you took AP psychology in high school, or you've had an introduction to psychology course, if you think about what is your favorite chapter, we probably have a whole course on just that chapter. So we have our core courses that include things like development, learning, memory, sensation and perception, or personality. We have a very good course that is a year-long study of experimental psychology. It covers all the different methods of research that are used in psychology and how psychologists communicate with each other when they have done research. But it focuses primarily on experiments. And you actually, in that course, are able to design your own study and execute it and report on what you find. And that's unusual for an undergraduate course. We have some other unusual courses, including things like AI and culture and media, or the psychology of creativity, psychology in film, or psychology of music. So we have a lot of things that appeal to people with different interests. So we really hope you'll join us here at UCI. Thank you.